Welcome. It is a blissful occasion that we are initiating deliberation as to the Vedic mathematics introduction as a mainstream discipline. It is blissful as we are having our deliberation point as to the need and justification of introduction of Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline. Immediately, the points which come to focused attention are as the Lord Ganesha is the Lord of Ganita. Lord Ganesha is the Lord of Ganas. How the formulations Ganesha, Ganit and Gana are the central focus formulations and our deliberation about the need and justification for introduction of Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline is going to be with the focused attention upon the formulations Ganesh, Ganit and Gana. At the base of these formulations is the transcendental domain, a transcendental phenomenon, the phenomenon of the transcendental domain presided by the transcendental Lord Shiva. From Lord Shiva, transcendental Lord, to Lord Ganesha is the whole vision format. And this vision format takes the realistic shape by having a reach from Lord Ganesha to Brahmarishi Vedvyas. As such, our deliberation about need and justification of introduction of mainstream discipline for the Vedic mathematics takes us to the flow, the transcendental flow, the format manifestation, the reality of the manifestation taking us from the transcendental domain presided by transcendental Lord Shiva to Lord Ganesha, and from Lord Ganesha to Brahmarishi Vedvyas. Therefore, our initiation for the deliberation shall be with the salutation, with the respect to the Transcendental Lord. We shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to glimpse and imbibe the format, features and values of the transcendental domain. And a step ahead, we shall bow to Lord Ganesha, and Lord Ganesha is the Lord of Ganita. Lord Ganesha is the Lord of mathematics. Lord Ganesha is the Lord of Ganas. As such, the sadhakas fulfilled with intensity efforts to imbibe the values, features and format of Vedic mathematics shall bestow all respect to Lord Ganesha, and with the grace of Lord Ganesha, one shall go to the domain of comprehension of Brahmarishi Vedvyas. We have to put ourselves in a position in which Brahmarishi Vedvyas himself had put before the whole range of knowledge was organized by Brahmarishi Vedvyas as Vedic Samhitas. It is the stage at which one is to place oneself to have proper initiation, proper comprehension, appropriate enlightenment of the Vedic systems, Vedic knowledge. Brahmarishi Vedvyas organized whole discipline of knowledge as a single discipline of knowledge. And it is this mathematics of organization of whole range of knowledge as a single discipline with respect to which we are today having blissful gathering, blissful moment of deliberation. The moment of deliberation is as to the need and justification for introduction of Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline of knowledge. This deliberation is to be as of 8 steps, the first being Ganita Sutras, the second is Ganita Sutras, third is Devanagari Varnamala, fourth is Maheshwara Sutras, fifth is the gap bridging organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, sixth is the formulation Gana, seventh is the formulation Shiv, and eighth is the formulation Vyas. Let us face the organization format features of these 8 phases and stages of our deliberation to reach at some conclusion of appreciation for the need and justification to introduce Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline of knowledge. Ganita Sutras are 16 in number. These 16 Ganita Sutras organization is as a composition availing 283 letters in all. Each letter of this text in itself is a distinct mathematical domain. Therefore, to have an appreciation of the Vedic mathematics of Ganita Sutras, one is to be face to face with this organization of 283 letters, beginning with the first letter A, the sixth vowel, value 6 of 6-space format of hypercube 6 organization as a format of our solar universe, and the last 283rd letter is the Visarjaniya of TC value 13, which is parallel to the 13 geometries range of 6 space, with 13 versions of hypercube 6 being the representative regular bodies of 13 geometries of 6 space itself. As such, sadhakas fulfilled with the intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic order, Vedic systems, Vedic mathematics have to be of the intelligence order parallel to the mathematical domain of the Ganita Sutras. Ganita Sutras are complemented and supplemented by Ganita Sutras. There are 13 Ganita Sutras. This text of 13 Ganita Sutras is a text availing 236 letters. 283 letters of the text of Ganita Sutras together with 236 letters of the text of Ganita Sutras together make a range of 519 letters, and this range of 519 letters is the range of potentialities of the order of the solar universe itself. The solar universe format, features and values are being lively within these 519 letters of 16 sutras and 13 upsutras. To have a proper appreciation, proper comprehension, proper imbibing, proper insight, proper enlightenment of this text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras, we have to be face to face with the Devanagari Varnamala as the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras avails the letters of Devanagari Varnamala. In fact, the proper initiation for the Vedic mathematical domain has its beginning along the format of a Devanagari Varnamala. Devanagari Varnamala is a settlement of letters 50 in number, out of which only 36 are availed by the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras. The 14 letters which are not explicitly availed by the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras are of the range, values, format, features of the format of the creator's space, 4 space with hypercube 4 as its representative regular body of fourfold manifestation layer 2, 3, 4, 5 of summation value 14. Further here, it also will be relevant to take note that the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras avails only 36 letters, and value 36 is the TC value of the formulation Paranva, the synonym of Om, and the enlightenment preserved in Srimad Bhagavad Gita is that Paranava Sarvadeshu. Paranava pervades throughout the Vedas. Therefore, the 36 letters choice of the text of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras is a precise mathematical choice to make mathematics, the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras and Upsutras being of the order of the Vedas. Therefore, the beginning and end reach of teaching and learning of Vedic mathematics ultimately is going to be the initiation and end fruit range of Devanagari Varnamala. Devanagari Varnamala has a distinct organization feature as much as that its 50 letters have been arranged as 9 vowels, 33 consonants and 8 yama letters. 9 vowels are arranged parallel to the values of numbers 1 to 9, which play the role of 9 numerals of 10 place value system. The 33 consonants are organized as 5 cross 5 Varga consonants, quadruple Anthastha letters, and quadruple Ushmana letters. This organization as 5 cross 5 grid and as pair of quadruple values parallel to the quadruple quarters squares of the format of each of the two faces of a surface within three space. It is this organization of a surface of two faces within three space which is responsible for the split of a three-dimensional frame into a pair of three-dimensional frames of half dimensions which as placements lead to value 33. The 8 Yamas letters or of the organization format of the solid boundary of 8 components of creators the space. The 9 vowels organization is parallel to 9 versions of HyperQ4 as representative regular bodies of 9 geometry range of 4 space. 5 cross 5 Varga consonants or the grid format at the seat of center, at the seat of the origin, at a seat of transcendental origin of creators space of a spatial order. This way we can be blissfully face to face with the initial organization format features of Devanagari Varnamala as the placement values and formats of the individual 50 letters within this format of 50 letters. Varnamala will lead us the basic bunch of structural keys in terms of which we can unlock the Vedic mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras and we can enter the Vedic mathematical domain and have full exploitation of the applied values parallel to the pure values of the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras. Here we can have a pause and have a blissful glimpse as that the Devanagari Varnamala as a formulation when is associated the placement values designated as transcendental code values, then the formulation Devanagari Varnamala leads us to value 77. And the 9 vowels with the placement values 1 to 9 leads to a summation value 45. The 5 cross 5 Varga consonants with the placement values 1 to 5, 2 to 6, 3 to 7, 4 to 8, 5 to 9 leads to value 125. Quadruple Anthastha letters lead to value 16, while quadruple Ushmana letters 2, 3, 6, 9 lead to value 20, and the total summation value comes to be 283, which is precisely the value of the total number of letters of the text of Ganita Sutras being 283. It is here where we can have a blissful glimpse of this organization format and we can be blissfully ensured that the mathematical domain being covered by the text of Ganita Sutras is the domain which is of the order of the Devanagari Varnamala itself, and as the value 36 parallel to the 36 letters being availed by the text of Ganita Sutras is parallel to the TC value of Paranava, the synonym of Om, pervading throughout the Vedas. With this, we can have a step ahead a glimpse of the organization, which will be taking us to the Maheshwara Sutras. Maheshwara Sutras are the foundation of Vedangas, particularly of Vyakarna. The Vedangas are the foundation of Vedas. It is in terms of Vedangas, it is in terms of learning of Vedangas, it is in terms of the values of Vedangas, it is in terms of the formulations, word formulations, organization along the format of Maheshwara Sutras, which is to take us to Vedic richas, Vedic mantras. Therefore, the Vedic mathematics of Ganita Sutras, availing 283 letters, is the organization which settles the text of 14 Ganita Sutras. Therefore, the proper initiation of the Vedic mathematical domain of Ganita Sutra comes to be to have the initiation step with Devanagari Varnamala. So, from Devanagari Varnamala, we have to reach at the Maheshwara Sutras. So, Ganita Sutras firstly settle the Devanagari Varnamala format. Then Ganita Sutras settle the organization of 42 letters, 9 vowels and 33 consonants of the Varnamala as 14 Maheshwara Sutras. The TCV values, the placement values of the 42 letters and the 14 anubandhas of these letters as an organization, as is tabulated here, will bring us face to face with the most blissful reach, as that the total TCV value of all the letters, including anubandhas, of all the 14 letters is 283, parallel to the total letters availed for the composition of the text of Ganita Sutras. Therefore, while we shall be appreciating the need and justification for introduction of Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline, we shall be blissfully ensuring ourselves that in fact by having proper initiation, understanding of the Vedic mathematics, we shall be ensuring ourselves to be firmly along the Vedangas format with Maheshwara Sutras as foundation of the Vedangas. On this firm foundation of Maheshwara Sutras, the organization format of the Vedangas leads us to the Vedic domain of Samhitas. Therefore, the need and necessity, justification for introduction of Ganita Sutras mathematics as a mainstream mathematics comes to be that with it we shall be ensuring Vedic mathematics values available for appreciation of the way the Vedanga foundation stands settled as 14 Maheshwara Sutras. And a step ahead when we shall be having proper appreciation of this reach of the Vedas to Vedanta and ultimately to Vedanta Tray and finally at Srimad Bhagavad Gita we will be blissfully face to face with the organization of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita being such that the gaps between the organization of 18 disciplines of yoga of Srimad Bhagavad Gita or lively Ganita Sutras. The Ganita Sutras, Maheshwara Sutras, Devanagari Varnamala are lively within the gaps of 18 disciplines Gita. Sadhakas fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with the Vedic order, Vedic systems, Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences, Vedic technologies, when confront oneself with the poser as to the need and necessity for introduction of Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline of instructions shall confront oneself with the organization of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, particularly the gaps bridging values of Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapters, shlokas range. Let us have a pause here and face that chapter 1 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjun Vishad Yog, is of the range of 47 shlokas range, and the end reach of chapter 18 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita as of 78 shlokas range. See the difference between the value 47 and value 78 is 31. One may have a pause here and take note that value 31 is parallel to the 31 structural components of a cube as hypercube 3. Cube as hypercube 3 is a structural setup of 8 corner points, 12 edges, 6 surfaces, 1 volume, 3 dimensions, and 1 origin, making it 31. Further, we know that value 31 is parallel to the synthesis value of a pair of transcendence order of a linear order. Therefore, the cyclic order of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, when we'll take from chapter 1 to chapter 18 and back recycling, reaching back to chapter 1, we know the value will be 31. And the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga discipline of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is a scripture of 72 shlokas range. And the difference value of 42 and 72 is 25. Therefore, this table is to be completely filled to have proper appreciation and to have an appropriate enlightenment about the lively nature of 283 letters of the text of Ganita Sutras within the gaps of this organization. Now, here in column 1, we are entering numbers 1 to 18 as synonyms of chapters 1 to chapter 18 of the text of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In column 2 are the entries of the number of shlokas of chapter 1 to chapter 18. So 47, 72, 43, and so on. are the features which are being organized, which are being mentioned here, that these depict the value of these depict the values of these number ranges of shlokas of chapters. We can, in with respect to chapter 4, here entry is written as 39, while in fact it is 42. It is a clerical mistake. The difference value is 1. In column 3, there are the entries of the difference values, the gap values. We have seen value 31, the difference value of 78 and 40 and 47. Value 25, the difference value of 47 and 72. Difference value 29 is the difference value of 72 and 43. Difference value 1, the difference value of 43 and 42. And like that, column 3 has the entries of the difference values, and the last 50 value, we know the difference value of 28 and 78. In column 4, there is a summation, the total summation value, the gaps. Here, first 31, then added with 25 is 56, and like that we reach at 284. See, this value 284 is one more than 283, as here we are having a recycling, reprocessing. Therefore, not only that, we are face to face with the lively phenomenon of Ganita Sutras being lively providing mathematical bridging of the gaps, but also it is bringing us face to face with the additional features of the cyclic order of these systems. Therefore, the Ganita Sutras, when in a sequential reach from Shloka 1, from Sutra 1 to Sutra 16, will be in a cyclic order. So it is this cyclic feature of the mathematical domain, mathematical systems, which add much more to the potentialities of the mathematical domains. A step ahead, let us have a fresh visit to the formulation Gana. Now see, the formulation Gana is a text of 4 letters. It has 2 syllables, and the TC value of these 4 letters is 12. Now a step ahead, when we have the unfolding of this formulation as the frequencies of utterance of these quadruple letters, these will take us to value 4 multiplied by 20 plus 12, 92. Then when we'll have a transcendence along the vowels or, we'll see it will be 3 into 3 and 7 into 3. It will lead us to value 30. And step ahead, when we will be having a formates, we know Ga letter with this value 3 is having a 3 space format, and we know that the hypercube 3 will lead us to the value 10, and letter Ga will lead us to value 3, which has formulation Triya as 16. Therefore, when we will reach at this FTCV, it will lead us to value 38, and HTCV, when hypercubes formate, hypercube 3, hypercube 1, hypercube 7 over 1, lead us to value 40. And when we will have a transcendence ranges, a solid order range, linear order range, unity state range, these will take us to value 100. And finally, when we will have a synthesis of the pair of transcendence ranges parallel to the hypergeometric formats of the TC values, it will lead us to 500, 212. And here in the 4th column, we will have value 92, 122, 160, 200, 300, 512. One can have a pause here and see that the the value 512 plus 7. 7 here Anurupe. When we are at the text of Ganita Sutra 6, we see the text is having within bracket a formulation Anurupe, which is a text of 8 letters. However, the 8th Subsutra Antyordaskayapi is having one unmanifest letter. As such, these 7 letters are the unmanifest format. So 512 value reach of the formulation Gana will takes us to value 519, which is parallel to the total letters of Ganita Sutras together with Ganita Sutras. It is this feature which will further ensure that the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras is organized parallel to the organization of the total ganas, total entities of our solar universe along hypercube 6 format, and as such the mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras of 519 letters is of beautiful potentialities, a wonderful mathematical domain which will provide us such range of applied values that all of us, while being parallel with these values, all of us, when we'll be along this format, all of us, when we'll be exploiting this mathematical format for the chase of the existence phenomenon, we, each one of us, will be having a blissful lifespan. A step ahead. Now let us go to the wonderful formulation Shiv, Transcendental Lord's designation, Lord Shiva. This formulation sequentially as frequencies takes to value 92, as transcendence takes to value 21, as formulations takes to value 54, as hyperformate takes to value 40, as transcendence ranges takes to value 100, and as synthesis of transcendence ranges takes us to value 212, which makes 519. Precisely the entire text range of the Ganita Sutra and Upsutras is lively within the formulation Shiv, transcendental formulation, the first formulation, the transcendental designation of Lord Shiva, the transcendental Lord. The mathematical domain of Ganita Sutras as 16 sutras, text of 283 letters, as 13 Ganita Sutras of text of 236 letters, makes a total text of 500 letters, precisely the 6 inner folds of the formulation Shiv of value 519. Now we can be blissfully face to face with the formulation Vyas, the transcendental Lord, to Lord Ganesha, to Brahmrishi Ved Vyas. Vyas means diameter. Ved is Vrit. Ved, Vrit, and Vyas. The formulation Vyas is having 6 inner folds of values 114, 54, 54, 46, 120, 254, making it 642. The most wonderful organization. 2 as a spatial order, as dimension of dimension, leading us to value 4, a creative order, as dimensional order of 6, a self-referral domain. 6 space leading to value 4 as a creative dimensional order. Value 4 leading to value 2 is spatial dimension of dimension. Let us sit comfortably. Let us be parallel with it. Value 6 is the TC value of beginning value 2, the value of the first Ganita Sutra's first letter. The first Ganita Sutra's first letter. Ganita Sutra's text. First, see, the first letter is A of value 6. Second letter is Ka. Ka Brahma value is 4. Third letter is O, value is 2. The Vyas, Brahm Rishi, Ved Vyas. Vyas is the formulation which has 6 inner folds. These 6 inner folds are of summation value 642. It is parallel to the values of first 3 letters of Ganita Sutra 1. The Rishi avails Ri, Sha in E, 3 letters parallel to the values 6, 4 and 2. Rishi, seer, glimpses within the domain, the lively phenomenon of its origin. As such, Ganita Sutra's text is a text of transcendental features leading to the manifestation of entities along the self-referral format, permitting mathematical organization parallel to the solar universe. As such, it is blissful moment that we are confronting ourselves, we are deliberating about the need and necessity of introduction of Vedic mathematics as a mainstream discipline. Let us all sit comfortably. Let us all be face to face with the format feature organizations of the text of the Ganita Sutras. Let us have a sequential chase of the text of Ganita Sutras and Sutras, beginning with its first letter, reaching up till 519th letter in the sequence and order of their organization as Ganita Sutras and Upsutras as independent domains and also as an integrated domain. I, with my research studies of this domain, very humbly and most respectfully submit that let us deliberate and appreciate the need and necessity of introduction of Vedic mathematics of Ganita Sutras as a mainstream discipline of instructions of schools, colleges, universities, and even for the post-doctoral programs. Thank you very much.